This is Henderson Penn's podcast, episode 204, for Tuesday, November 15th, 2016. This is Brian.
And this is Lisa.
Thanks for joining us.
I love that thing.
It's going to be like episode 400. We're going to be going, I love that.
It's great. Who doesn't love dancing
It's
lovers?
fun. We're like jamming behind the scenes.
Yeah. That's like part of the bloopers that you should never see is us dancing. Trust me.
We are back from Ohio.
Oh, thank God.
And the last Penn show of the year, Ohio Penn show, is really, Lisa gives me grief about this. It's really one of my favorite shows. It really is.
Is there a Penn show you don't say that about?
Yes, but we don't go to those shows. No, just kidding. No, I like, I think I like Ohio because it is a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday show. You kind of you warmed up on Thursday, you get in on Wednesday like we did. You start out slow on Thursday, and then Friday gets rolling a little bit more, and then Saturday's jamming, and then, Sunday comes along, and you can kind of cool down, and it's really just a fun show. It's a lot of people, and some people we only see there, so.
You like it because there are two auctions.
Of which I will have people note, I only went to one this year. I did not go to the Thursday night auction. I did go to the Friday night auction, and I got Saturday night auction. I'm sorry, and did get out relatively
unscathed.
Unscathed. I did bid on a bunch of stuff, but I was not the top bidder, so that wasn't anything I had to have.
That's why we're still speaking.
Well, yes, and we'll get into the reasons we almost didn't speak later. Where do we start? There's so much to talk about.
At every show we see so many people, and I always mean to write down everybody's names, and I rarely do, and I'm really, really sorry. I would love to have a list of names of all the people who we saw and talked to, and I can remember like two.
Two people? You remember two people that you saw?
It was so busy, and it was, we hung out a lot with Jessica. Who we also see in Denver. So,
I got there and I'm like, I know her.
Yeah, you were
Where's
confused
she from?
because she's out of context.
Yes, yeah. You see people are out of context. It's just weird.
So that was great to get to know her better. Oh my God, amazing person. And we hung out with our good friend Barry Gabbe, and he's a trip.
I love Barry.
He's such a trip. We actually bought Brian's what I thought was going to be Brian's Pen of the Year from Barry in DC, and
sorry, love you.
You better. But it was great to talk to him, and he and his wife are both educators, and so we always have a great chat about anything and everything. So good to see him.
Yeah, and and as a big sailor collector, he's fun to talk with because he knows all these models you never knew existed. And, oh yeah, they did this and they did that, and so all weekend long it was fun chatting with him.
Is he a big sailor collector or is he a big sailor collector?
He's a big sailor collector.
He has a large collection of sailors.
He has a large collection of sailors.
He has a large collection of large sailers.
Yeah, he also collects King of Pens too. So, but he's interested in all of them. He thinks they're all great.
Yeah.
But fun to talk with him. Who else?
Honestly, it was just such a blur.
Jimmy. Well, I should talk about Jimmy Dolloff.
Okay.
Because that man's amazing. The first thing we set up on Thursday, and we didn't quite get our tables. We didn't get there early enough. We got one table, and then eventually we got the other one. And Jimmy was right around the corner. Now Jimmy's also he's a big modern dealer down in Atlanta. He loves Mont Blanc. He loves Sailor. We have traded pens before, and the first thing I see on his table, he calls the corncob pen. I'd never seen this before. He says, I see it and I want to just bite it. Yellow ribbed 1911 large.
Did you check the
Sailor.
teeth marks?
I think those were teeth marks. I don't know. Really interesting pen. Jimmy's always got something. I don't know where he pulls this stuff out of. He's got like this, we've seen the vault. I mean, it's not really a vault, but we've seen the room.
It's a vault.
And he just pulls these things out and says, yeah, they made it in orange. They made it in, I'm like, but Jimmy had something that I wanted.
I bribe him to not sell it to you.
You
That's
must
how it
have.
works. I do.
You must have. As some of you know, Sailor's 105th anniversary pen, Ebonite, came out a few weeks back, and it was sold out instantly.
Came and went.
It came and went. We didn't have it for 24 hours. Jimmy had one, and I'm sitting there trying to say, okay, well, maybe we can trade. And apparently, after I talked to him, he was so excited about the pen, he took it off his table and he put it in his pocket.
Well, that'll teach you.
Terrible pen. Terrible. I got way too many of them. Anyway, so Jimmy, who else? Joel Hamilton and Cheryl
Always good to see
Tyree.
you.
Always good to see them.
My boyfriend.
Yeah, your boyfriend, Leor.
Leor. Michelle and Ariel Kulik and their little boy, they came up to see us last year before the Chicago show. And Leor is just the sweetest, happiest little boy. And runs around and is very well behaved at the show considering he's not even 2. But it's just kind of like he's got all this big giant extended family because he will kind of walk around like the small room, and Michelle and I were talking, and she kind of kept an eye, but everywhere he went he'd kind of stop and look up at whoever's table he was at, and they would say something to him, and people in the aisle would pat him on the head, and I think he tripped once and they picked him up, and so it's nice that he's got this big room full of family. He's so cute, and he finally learned how to say my name. So
He doesn't speak. He doesn't really speak.
No, not much.
Not much. And what he does speak is not usually English. So
It's about 50-50.
50-50, yeah.
But he can say Lisa, and that's all that matters.
But,
so I was a happy camper.
Yeah, Michelle and Ariel, they're always fun to see.
Yeah.
Ariel tries his best. He doesn't speak English very well, but he's always happy to. We run into each other in the hallway.
He's
We're
such a great
we're
guy.
both going somewhere, and he always stops what he's doing, and he's fun. So, boy, wow, yeah. So a lot of people. It's just impossible to hit them all. What do we want to talk about? We've got a couple of options here. We've got Saturday night auction. We've got food. We've got.
Let's do food.
Let's do food. All right.
Because we're really kind of slacking since we've been back talking about food.
How many years have we gone to the Ohio Pen Show?
Oh my God.
Have we gone since we probably went first in 2009, I think, you and I both?
Yes.
So this
9,
is what, our
10,
7th?
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
So our 8th show.
Wow.
8th show, and we finally went to the restaurant 2 blocks down the street at the end of the
right
driveway.
on the corner.
So essentially, you get to the show and you pull into this. I don't want to call it a driveway, but it's a road, and there's a bunch of hotels there, and that's all that's really on the road. And then there's a restaurant on the. It kind of does it like a U-turn almost, or
it's like a big horseshoe.
Big horseshoe, and then on one corner is Max and Irma's, and we'd never been there. I always thought it was some kind of.
We thought it was a pricey or steakhouse.
Expensive
or something.
steakhouse, yeah, and we went for the first time this year.
We're gonna go back.
I would definitely go back. They have some, some nice stuff. It's comfort food, burgers.
Like an Applebee's or a
Yep.
Fridays kind of level. Certainly not Burger King or McDonald's, but certainly not high end. Good service, and we kept running into people we knew because
it
it's
must have
right
been
there.
must have been four or five
Yeah.
people were in there, and the 23-ounce beers are.
The portions overall were very generous, so that was nice.
Yeah, you probably only need one beer, but for some reason I had 2, and I don't know why.
I ordered you the second.
You ordered me the second one, and
Yeah.
that was maybe a mistake, but
Well,
there it was. So that was, what was that? That was Thursday night, actually.
Yes, and then Friday night was the pizza party, but by the time that we closed up, we knew that there was going to be no pizza left.
Yeah, we actually walked to the room, and the whole room was completely full.
But they hadn't started serving the pizza, and they were going to wait another 5 or 10 minutes, so we just ended up going to the bar, and food there was good too.
So, yeah, they have inexpensive food. So, but anyway, we did that both Friday and Saturday nights. I don't know what they're talking about in the chat.
Wayne doesn't think we're live.
Oh.
He thinks we're bots.
We're bots.
Yeah. Thanks. No, it's us. Are we done with food?
I think so.
We
You know,
ate
I
the rest of the time.
actually ate the same thing both for Friday and Saturday night because it was so good.
Brian's only complaint is that we do the hot lunches on Friday and Saturday, and so Friday was Friday meatloaf or chicken?
No, Friday was chicken with pasta. They have a pretty good buffet actually. Nice green beans and nice texture.
So Friday was chicken and pasta and green beans and a red sauce and mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes. There's a white sauce, I thought. Well, anyway.
And then Saturday was
even better
meatloaf and mashed potatoes,
which is the same thing it was last year. So I wonder if that's just the regular.
It might be.
Thing.
And then and green beans and fruit salad and drinks, and it was good. And then Sunday, Brian hates Sunday lunch because Sunday lunch is just.
It's like whatever's left in the cooler. They
cold salads. Tuna salad, potato salad, chicken salad, fruit salad.
No.
There was bread if you wanted to make a sandwich, but
I had a chocolate muffin and chips is what I had for lunch.
I thought it was good.
Yes. I want to mention, I think that's pretty much it for food, right?
Dessert party was good.
Did we go to the dessert party?
I brought you
Oh,
food.
you did? That's right. Yeah. So that was Saturday. Because I was going to go to the auction. It's a nice segue. And Lisa and I ate in the bar, and then I went in and did the preview because you just never get a chance to preview anything. There's 123 lots or something like that. I think 100 would be a good number. But it's 123 lots, and so I went in and I was doing that. Lisa was socializing again, and she came in and brought me some pumpkin pie and some stuff, since that was good. And then Lisa went home, the hotel, and I stayed for the auction. And there was it was really a strong showing. I don't know what it was like on Thursday night, but it was standing room only, as it sort of usually is in the beginning. But it never really seemed to die down. Usually it's like, by the time you get to the 120th lot, it's like half the room. And there wasn't that many people that left. A strong number of Esterbrook pens and some very interesting ones. Cracked ice, yellow, blue, a very rare white cracked ice with the price band sticker. And some really neat Esterbrook stuff. And prices were really crazy.
I'm glad I didn't go. I would have made faces or something.
The top one that I can remember, yellow cracked ice set, and the pencil didn't really match the pen very well, was like $600.
Yeah, I would have rolled my eyes. That's crazy.
The blue-green cracked ice, I think, was $525, $575. And the white cracked ice, which I was interested in only because of the price band. I'd never seen one with the price band. It's got the model number on it. It topped out at $4.50, and it was nuts. So there was a lot of strong Esterbrook stuff going on there. But should we mention that one Esterbrook pen, by the way, that we got? Is that worthy of the story?
The funny one?
The one that came back around?
The one that, yeah, I guess so. And those of you in the chat, they're talking about, they still think that we've taped this and, we're off on some tropical island. That's not happening.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So a couple of years ago, we had bought a collection, and it included a very rare pen. I don't have a picture of this pen, but at the time, a couple of years before, I bought this pen. I bought a pen from a good friend of ours, Francis Baboulian. He lives in Minnesota. He's a Pelican guy, but he's also been an Esterbrook mentor from day one for me. And he was told by Dick Johnson, who is Dick still alive? I don't know if Dick is.
So.
Dick's been passed on for a number of years. Who's a big collector. That there were 3 Esterbrook dollar pen demonstrators in existence. and Francis had one of them. Francis sold me his pen many years ago, and a couple years ago we bought a collection which included another one, a second one. So at the time we had two of said three pens. I don't know who owns a third one. We sold the second one to a gentleman who eventually, a couple of years ago, ended up selling it, or about a year ago, sold it on eBay. And so I'm sitting here at the show on, Saturday, and a guy comes up to me and says, "Here, I have this pen." And sure enough, he pulls the pen out. It's the exact same pen that I had. We ended up, over a couple of hours, we finally made the train, so I have this pen back. It came full circle.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's very rare.
Came
It's a
home.
demonstrator. It's completely transparent. It's an insane pen. You just don't see them. It was probably shop manufacturer only.
Well, and the odds of the pen coming back to, I mean, we sold it, I don't remember where we shipped it to, but it certainly wasn't wherever. It wasn't anywhere nearby.
No.
And to have it go through a couple different owners and then come back to us.
It was so weird when he pulled it out. I recognized the pen. I mean,
It's very distinctive.
it's very distinctive, and we will have it on the website actually at some point. But crazy story. I couldn't believe I ended up buying this pen back. We did buy a couple pens.
Oh my God.
People probably want to see pictures of this.
All right. We need some kind of intervention. And me, because I'm the one who bought them. This is crazy. You
And so,
you must be a happy camper.
I'm
You better
I am
be.
so happy to have you as my wife. That's how happy I am. And the first one was maybe 30 minutes after we were talking about trying to see if we could get that 105th from Jimmy. And Lisa asked me, "Well, if you could get that 105th anniversary Sailor, would you keep it for yourself? I don't have anything for you for Christmas."
Hi, Mike.
So all of a sudden, Joel Hamilton, who has just taken on this large modern consignment lot, and Joel is normally a vintage guy. He's a Parker guy.
There's some cool stuff in there.
Yes.
He's dangerous.
Really great stuff. He walks up to me, and he's kind of really just trying to gauge whether or not he has this pen priced at the right price point.
Apparently he did.
There it is on your screen for all to see. The 95th anniversary Sailor King of Pen Rialo. Brand new in the box. It's such a great pen. It's got an ink window you can see there. This is the first ever piston filler that Sailor ever made. They made it in 2006. It's engraved for 95th anniversary on the side of the cap. It's on the cap band. I don't know if you can see this here. Rialo 2006. They only made 100 of them.
Well, Joel. All of a sudden, Joel. I'm talking to Barry Gabbay's wife, and Joel comes up and he just has this box, and he just says, "Your husband said to bring this to you." And I looked at it, and I'm like, "Oh God, what is it? What am I doing? Does Brian want this?" And he said to come and see you. So I looked at the price that he had marked on it, and I said, "Is that the price?" And he said, "For you, it'll be X."
And then she walked back with it. It's a fantastic pen. It's so
It better
cool.
be.
Check out this box. It comes in a really great box. It's got a really
It's a
cool
box.
blue color to it. It comes with it. You can't really see it here, but it comes with a special frosted bottle that says 95th anniversary on it. It's got
That's cool.
95 on the top of the cap. It's got a little brass plaque there. The pen comes with the Naginata Togi medium nib, full instructions, polished cloth, warranty, And then as I'm reading through the today, as I'm reading through the directions, because when I get a pen, this is the the Christmas present.
Yes, it is.
It just sits on the desk until the day, and then I get to pull it off. I discover that underneath the pen slot, it came with something that's really, really ridiculously cool.
It's funky.
It comes with a very special pouch. It looks like it's got a little gold clasp on the top, like a purse. It's black. It's got a kind of a velvet inside.
It sort of looks like a really skinny, like a vintage lady's evening purse, or a vintage lady's cigarette case. They have that little clasp.
Well, here's the cool thing. The thing is made out of it's a deerskin pouch with a ruchy lacquer on it to make the pattern. And so the pattern is all these little dots, and then there's the sailor logo in between every other square, and then on the sides there's two little gold pivots that have a picture of Mount Fuji. This thing is insane. It's
cool.
It's really, really an insane pen.
Wayne says it's a purse.
Yeah, sure. I don't care. You call it a purse, man. I'm going to put that thing in there, and yes, I'm going to ink it up.
Carry your purse around with you?
You betcha. And what's even more interesting is in the book, I didn't know this, Rialo actually means something. So first off, this is the first ever piston filler. It's the first ever Rialo. So after this is when they brought out the 1911s and the Pro Gear Rialos. Rialo actually stands for something. Do you know what it stands for?
Expensive pen? Brian's Christmas present?
Rialo is an acronym for Reliance and Locus.
Locust? Like a grasshopper?
No, not a grasshopper, but locus. Reliance and Locus. And I just thought that was really fascinating. It was really, really cool.
Our girl Jessica's in the chat.
She
says the split screen reminds her of the Brady Bunch.
Well, my parents almost called me Greg when I was a kid, so.
Marcia. That's cool. I never thought of that.
I never thought of
I'm never going to think of that.
I'll probably never do it this way again.
No, Wayne, the pen purse does not come with an over-the-shoulder strap. It's just, it's a clutch. It's to be carried.
Yeah, there we go. It's a clutch. Yeah. So anyway, so that showed up on, what was that, Friday?
It was early.
It was very early in the weekend.
And then Maybe Sunday, Sunday is always iffy. Sunday starts a little bit later. Generally, you can walk around a little bit in the morning before setting up, and it's a good time to deliver things people wanted to buy from you. We pick up things. It's a good time to trade before everybody starts to catch flights home and such. And we were in the big ballroom talking to Joel again.
Well, we had been talking over the weekend about a repair. And so I went back to talk to him because we both had time. And we're standing there and we're looking at all these consignment things, and sitting down in front of me.
Well, first we looked at the sterling.
Don't.
What?
Don't say anything.
Why?
Because I want it.
Oh, God. So we saw this pen in Denver. We didn't buy it. We saw this pen again. We didn't buy it. The Sterling Sailor. If he has it, we'll think anniversary maybe.
Okay. Awesome.
In May.
Awesome. I'm planning ahead, folks.
Yeah, apparently. And then there's this other pen, and we pick it up, and Brian's been looking at it for a year.
It's been a year, exactly a year, because I remember last year in Columbus, Joel came up to me and says, "What do you sell these for?" And I looked at it and I said, yeah, it's a Sailor King of Pen. It's black. It goes for, X amount. And we were sitting there chatting with him, and I'm holding the pen in my hand.
Fondling the pen.
I'm fondling the pen. I'm looking at it. I'm trying to think, can I sweet talk my beautiful bride into letting me buy
another one?
The Sterling.
Oh.
And all of a sudden, I open it up, and I notice something odd. The section is darker than the threads on the barrel, which tells me one thing, that this is not all an acrylic resin pen. And I look at it and I start, you do what you do with an ebonite pen is you hold it and you start rubbing it.
It's a tire pen.
And and then you sniff it and then you do that. And it looks weird for most people who don't understand. This is a good way to tell. It gets warm in the hand and it smells like burning tires, burning rubber. And sure enough, for a year, Joel has had this King of Pen ebonite with this double cap band configuration, which they do not make anymore, sitting on his table for a ridiculous price.
So I bought it.
Lisa just wrote the check.
Brian is trying to convince me that New Year's Eve should be a gift
I think it does,
exchange.
doesn't it? New Year's Eve.
I'm thinking Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
So there's only a 6-week difference.
Although the funny thing is by Valentine's Day, we will have been at 2 pen shows.
Oh dear God.
So.
Well, then we have anniversary, birthday, Father's Day.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So it was a very fruitful King of Pen weekend
for Brian.
So and it was cool. It was cool to get Barry's input on them because Barry's been collecting King of Pens for much longer than I have. I guess I have a collection now. I've got 4, but.
And no, the second one does not come with a purse.
It does not. No purse. No
Very
purse
sad.
on that one. Yeah.
Very sad.
But anyway, those are the big finds for the weekend. I got a couple things in the auction, but some nibs, but that's about it.
Yeah, I looked around. I'm waiting for a couple things from a couple of our favorite brands to come in, but yeah, I was really trying to find something, and I couldn't. And when Brian got the pen in DC, the deal was I would get someone to help me clean the house once a month, and that just started. So, I mean, I'm way behind in the gift giving.
Gift receiving
Kind of thing.
I tried. I'm really trying.
I know.
I'm working here.
But overall, the show was good. It was a great way to end the show season. Now we're home for 2 months, which makes me incredibly happy. But Terry puts on a great show. If you ever get a chance to go to either Columbus or the Raleigh show, go. There's something going on for everybody. Lots of seminars, pizza party, wine and cheese party, dessert party. He feeds you well.
Yeah, you almost can't go to everything. You can't. It's so, but there's something always to do.
Coffee and donuts in the morning. That was nice. So yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, sponsored by Tim Hoffman. Did the coffee. So. But yeah, so that was the show. We got a couple things to talk about going on at the store. What happens tomorrow? What is tomorrow?
So 3 years ago tonight, is my mom in the chat?
I don't know.
I can't tell. 3 years ago, we were at the store the day before we opened.
Yeah, this was after a grueling week and a half of 2
painting
weeks of
and
painting
carpeting. It was
and
crazy.
carpeting.
We got the keys to the store 3 years ago in mid-October. And no, I think it was like Halloween. And in 2 weeks, we had it open and running. And tomorrow will be the official 3-year anniversary.
Yes.
And so the night before, the 15th, we had a little wine. Was it wine and cheese?
We did have wine and cheese, actually.
And my mom had come up to see the kids, and our first employee, Dave, was there. Our friend Pete, our
This
friend
was
Ann.
long before he was an employee.
Yeah.
But
So we had this little soft opening. Just kind of wanted to show the store off to some friends and see what they thought.
Yeah, get some feedback and
drink some wine.
And it was fun. So tomorrow is our 3-year anniversary. And to celebrate, we are having, should we say what we're doing? Well, we're having a contest.
Yes.
It's going to be announced on the blog tomorrow morning, probably around, I think, 10 o'clock-ish, Central Time. Should we say what we're doing?
We are
We're
giving away a present.
We're giving away a present.
Normally for anniversaries, you get and
Yes.
give. We are giving away a Namiki Nippon Art fountain pen, which is freaking amazing.
It's fantastic.
It's gorgeous. In fact, when we were picking out the pen to give away, we had to make sure that it wasn't one that Brian wanted to keep.
I get such a bad rap for this.
You do.
I do. It's just not fair.
You do.
It's a fantastic pen. You're going to see some pictures tomorrow of it.
Just make you drool.
We want to give special thanks to Pilot Pen USA, and I really appreciate your support. So
absolutely, but they had to check to make sure that which one did Brian like the least, to make sure that it ended up in the right hands.
This is not easy. There are 4 Nippon art pens, and they're all fantastic, hand painted maquille on brass barrels, Con 70 converters. These things are beautiful. They're beautiful pens. So check it out tomorrow on the blog, Anniversary Contest. And
we also have the AP Santa giveaway.
Yes, that's right. AP Santa is hanging out at the store.
Which is, there's a funny little story involving the daughter of one of our employees who still believes in Santa and believes that Mommy works with Santa. And so Mom is the coolest person ever. So Kim's enjoying that. But definitely all of our contests, I mean, somebody has to win. It could be you. So write in.
Yeah.
Send us your gift list.
We got some new things that are coming in.
It's crazy. I love this time of year. We get all the cool new stuff. And
this next one's pretty cool. I got to say, it's cool.
I know how many we're getting, and I know how many we are selling.
I know.
They need to match.
You got to check this out. So
it's cool.
Shipped to us today. The brand new Visconti Homo sapiens red wine limited edition. Now, in the picture here, you see 2 of them. There is a red one with gold trim and a red one with steel trim. The gold trim version is an Italy-only release. The steel trim version is what is coming to the U.S. There are a grand total, count them, 30 pieces.
Coming into the U.S.
Coming into the U.S., yeah. Limited edition of 30.
In the silver trim.
In the silver trim. We're getting a healthy supply of that.
We got it covered, Gary.
So it's really a cool looking pen.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of pictures of it right now. So there's that one. And the only picture of the actual one that's coming into the U.S. right now is right there. And it's really a nice looking pen. I think this picture is maybe a little overexposed, but it looks brighter than it is. But the other one is just...
it looks really pretty.
It does look pretty. So there's 30 of them. They're coming in. They left today. They're in the U.S. They left today. So I'm hoping to have them by Friday. I'm not certain that that's actually going to happen.
I got tracking.
Did you get tracking?
I did.
Oh, well then I don't know.
45 pounds of Italian yumminess.
45 pounds. Wow. If there is any interest, please shoot us an email.
These will go fast.
And
we're getting actually quite a lot.
Quite a lot, yeah, of the 30. So,
yes.
Anyway, there's that, and we're pretty excited about that.
Yep.
Speaking of Visconti, today we had a very interesting package come.
I wouldn't call it a package.
It was, how much was it, 350 pounds?
Yeah, 350. So we're getting 45 pounds of Italian yumminess later this week. We received 350 pounds of Italian yumminess today.
In a big crate.
A huge crate.
Probably 5 feet tall?
Yeah, it was just shorter than me.
Okay.
It was, we have in the store a Visconti Tower, and then a Visconti counter case. And we'd asked for this quite a while ago, and finally got our second tower. And so you have the two towers, like bookends, and then the counter in the middle.
And then there's an arch that goes
cool.
over the top. So, the clip, essentially, the bridge, as it were, goes right in between. So, it was about a 4 or 5 man effort to get that thing into place today.
Yeah.
But we, with teamwork, it went by pretty quickly, and we'll have some pictures, I think, on the blog. I think on Monday might be a good day for it. Yeah. So Jason was down there taking pictures of us taking it apart and put it together. So
and it worked out really well. Chris, our salesperson and staff artist, used to work at the museum across the street and has done a number of exhibits, and so he had his drill ready and just
yep.
popped the sides off. But then he called the museum, and I don't know what they're going to do with this.
Who cares, right?
He called, and they wanted the big crate, so they came and got it.
Well, he actually texted him, so because he had mentioned it, and I said, well, yeah, go ahead. If they want it, they can have it. He texted them because he came back. It wasn't 10 minutes later, and he said, okay, they're going to take it.
Yeah.
He had never left my site, so I was wondering how he did it. But
and then our office overlooks the front entrance to the main plaza, and I saw a cart leaving the front doors with the big crate. So they came and got it, and when you went down just before closing, you didn't see it, right?
I didn't go down today.
Oh, I thought you did.
No, I didn't.
Right. So anyway, so it's gone, and look at that. We recycled the crate and everything.
Everything, yeah. It's all cleaned up. So that's cool. We got two more things we should mention. Franklin Christoph 19 and 03 are now back in stock. And now the whole line, 02s, 03s, and 19s now come with new clips. We'll have images going up on the site tomorrow, but apparently they've tried out some new clips, and there's been really great reception on this new style. It's a little more low profile. It doesn't kind of jut out as much as the old one. So those are back in stock. 19s will be pretty much done until next fall again. We're doing annual production on those. And what else did we get today? Or something is going to be on its way probably before the podcast next week?
Actually, two things. The TWSBI AL in pink is already on the way and should be here in the next day or two. So look, those of you who collect all of the colors, this looks really pretty. It's not too bright. It's not too dull. It's a pretty shade of pink.
And this one is also a limited color.
Yes.
Just like the rest of them.
Yes. And the knock pen cases, we can't keep these babies in stock. And so we've ordered more Sinclair. Those are on the way. Sold a bunch of them at the show. And the Brass Town, which I have one and love it. The Brass Town is finally available to retailers in the same colors, Raven and Aqua, Coffee and Amethyst. And those two are on the way. The Peacock and Coal, they still don't have enough production of, so that's on the back burner for just a little bit. But we've restocked, and we're getting plenty of both the Sinclair and the Brass Town.
Can you explain the Brass Town?
The Brass Town is a long...
is it a purse?
It's not a purse. It's rectangular, like a tube. The zipper's on the top, and then you open it up, and like a pen wrap rolls out. And so you can put your pens in there, and then roll it up, put it inside, and then zip it up, and it's nice and safe. It also holds crazy things like I put makeup in one. I told Brad, he thought it was great. Mascara and makeup brushes and whatever, you roll it up, and it's perfect for travel.
I would imagine good for artists' supplies and things too.
Yes, absolutely.
So pencils and things like that.
But it's great how it rolls up, and it's sewn into the actual case.
So it doesn't come apart.
So it doesn't come apart. Okay. So you can roll it out and then roll it back in, and it's nice and snug. So those are coming. That's really exciting. And bunches of other stuff from other companies that will be next week or the week after.
So, all right. Anything else you want to mention? We went a little bit over today, but I think I think it was worth it to show off
Brian's toys.
That's really it's an unusual King of Pen. You don't ever see it. So, anyway,
That's it.
That's it for this week. Okay. Thanks so much for joining us. Tune in next week, and we will talk more about pens, ink, and paper. Be sure to
follow our blog for news, ink reviews, all sorts of other stuff, including Pen Club mentions. Pen Club is Thursday.
Club is Thursday for
anybody local.
Local Appleton folks. Check out the blog for that.
Or Jessica to fly in for the Pen Club.
So, that it?
That's it.
All right. Good night, everyone. Thanks for joining.